We live in an era of unprecedented change. The internet revolution has forever altered how we shop, how we date, how we work, basically how we live. For entrepreneurs, it's been a veritable cyber gold rush. In fact, the number of internet-powered home-based businesses has nearly doubled in the last 20 years. Opportunity abounds, but the new economy has also spawned a new breed of criminal looking to make a quick buck at your expense. This is Scam Report. Tonight, we'll separate fact from fiction in the world of work-at-home programs with the help of a private investigator with years of experience uncovering illegal get-rich-quick schemes.
Work-at-home scams have become more popular and victims have become more plentiful.
We'll meet an expert in the field of home-based businesses who successfully harnessed the power of the internet to change his future.
For every legitimate work-at-home opportunity, there's probably 100 scams.
As well as a victim of a common scam.
I thought everything was okay, and then all of a sudden they disappear.
It just devastates you, and it happens to a lot of people every day.
It was really tough. I could have been homeless.
And we'll also come face to face with con artists who've made it their business to feed without remorse on the dreams of the underinformed, those who are looking for the road to prosperity on the path of least resistance.
I would pretend to be homeless. I would go into dumpsters of apartments looking for cans, but I was really looking for people's identity information.
When you have a rent payment, you have kids, money has to come in somewhere.
The next 30 minutes may help set you on the road to a brighter financial future while avoiding common pitfalls. Stay tuned. At this very moment, thousands of Americans are making steady supplemental or even primary income with their computers. A few even strike it rich, but many others strike out.
I am 27 years old. I live in San Diego, California. I'm an artist of all types, even though I already have multiple part-time jobs. I was really desperate for funds because I could not make ends meet. I don't have any financial help from family or anything like that, so I have to pay my bills and eat. So I found this work-from-home company, and they essentially explained to me that they have US dollars that they wanted to convert to Bitcoin. And all I would have to do is take their money from their account and pretty much just transfer it to Bitcoin. So I did the footwork, or so I thought, and I also signed a contract with them to be a 1099 employee myself. For several months, I would pull money from their accounts into mine and then use those funds to go buy Bitcoin. I'm pulling thousands of dollars. Everything was going through for the most part. Then all of a sudden, actually about 2 months ago, each of the transactions all of a sudden came up as unauthorized, leaving me with negative $20,000 in my PayPal account. When the initial transfer of their money came back as unauthorized, I contacted this company and explained to them the issue, and then all of a sudden they disappear. Absolutely no answer. So I immediately started calling lawyers. They all denied me. That made me feel so hopeless. I wasn't able to access payments that were from my clients that I worked for because they were sending it to my PayPal, using my income to pay off something that was stolen from me. It's disheartening, and it kind of makes me just extremely wary of contacting people online, even though I desperately need income. I'm just, trying to support myself.
So what are some of the more common con games you might encounter when you start the search for your ideal work-at-home opportunity? We went to E.J. Hilbert to get an experienced professional point of view.
One of the most common work-at-home scams is the reshipper. A individual or a group will claim that they are an international company or a telemarketing firm, and they need somebody to serve as their shipping group. So they will send you products, which you will in turn then go and forward on to another location. The problem is that those products are stolen products, and when law enforcement comes knocking, they come knocking on your door. They come looking to you.
Matt, how did you get involved with this in the first place?
And my job was to receive a package that was shipped to a customer, take it out of the box, make sure the contents were correct, take pictures, and then ship it to the person it was going to.
What did you think you were doing?
I thought I was actually doing that. I thought I was doing quality control for big companies and just making sure they package their items right, send them right to customers. I thought I was doing something legit.
And in reality, what were you doing?
I was getting shipped stolen items from stolen credit cards and shipping them to other people.
So you became the middleman in a much larger criminal enterprise.
Exactly.
One of the other most common is the accounts payable or the accounts receivable department for a company. Similar to the scam in which individuals are receiving products, they are receiving checks. And the job here is that you will receive a check from a particular group, and you will be asked to cash that check, and then you'll keep a small percentage of it, usually 10% of the total, then pass the rest of the money onto another bank account. Your check goes in, and you put it into a bank account. It usually takes 2 to 3 days to cash, but by that time, you've already wire transferred the money to the next individual. Therefore, when the check does clear, you're out the money, and you're held responsible for it.
What I was looking for is sort of like nothing too far from what I was doing, doing accounting work. Just this week, I had 2 opportunities that had all of the elements of being legit, until they actually said one thing. First, you have to purchase blank checks for us. Payroll checks, that's just, it just really overwhelmed me with fear. The thoughts that came into my mind is, how many people actually fall into this, and what it does to them, what it would do to me.
Those are just a few of the ways you can be separated from your money by hucksters with big promises. By the time you realize what's happening, it's usually too late. So who would use such blatant deception to pad their own bank accounts? Find out more when Scam Report continues. Hard to overemphasize the importance of research when embarking on a work-at-home business. And this book is a great place to start. It's filled with the wisdom John Crestani gleaned from years of trial and error and is available to you now. I had a chance to speak with work-at-home expert John Crestani. Starting from scratch, he used the internet to build a hugely successful business. For Crestani, the key word is passion. A love of what you're doing can be like an engine that powers your home-based business. The internet is a place where many people make a lot of money. Is it really just a matter of discipline?
I believe so. You have to protect your focus on that business and realize that this is what you do now. And if you approach your business, your internet business, your work-at-home business like that, over time, I believe anybody can become successful. But you have to be passionate about it. You have to, and if you don't know what you're passionate about, you have to figure it out. Experiment with life. That's why people go to college, to find out what they're interested in. And I think it's the same thing with starting your own business, is you have to find out what you're passionate about, what you're excited to talk about. I believe everybody has something they are excited to talk about. It might be crocheting, it might be gardening, but not everybody understands the concepts of marketing or has the discipline to go on every week or every day and be in front of their audience, even when you don't feel like it. That's discipline.
Owning a successful work-at-home business has brought stability and peace of mind to thousands of Americans. Of course, any rewarding endeavor involves a certain level of risk. For every single successful way to make money as an entrepreneur on the internet, there are 100 ways to get ripped off.
100%. 100%. There are more scams out there on the internet than there are legitimate opportunities by far. And it takes a long time, and I think that's why it took me so long. I'd always told myself I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was trying to make money on the internet for years. I spent 4 years, I didn't make a dime, and I was just trying and trying and trying. I didn't make anything. Just because it's marketed as as free and easy, and it can make, a ton of money. Don't just fall for any shiny object that's thrown your way. It's more difficult to make an actual legitimate income online.
Why is it so easy to be taken?
People want so bad that dream of being able to work from home and make money. It's the ultimate dream, I think, of everybody. With the right mindset, I believe everyone can succeed. But the caveat here is, to be able to work for yourself, you need to be self-motivated. And I believe one of the big problems that has occurred in our society is that most people are trained to be employees. So they're not trained to be self-motivated. You're trained to be managed. And there's a very different basic mindset that happens when you have to work for yourself. You have to learn for yourself. You have to do the work. You can't just work at home and be lazy and be unprincipled.
Hard work is important, but by itself, it's no guarantee of success. It also takes knowledge, experience, and expert advice from trusted sources. What do you tell people based upon your experience, your success, your failures along the way? What do you say to folks who are out there slugging it out every day, trying to make a living, being an entrepreneur online?
I believe the most important thing to protect when you're doing an internet business is actually your own mindset. Because we are inundated with opportunities every day. We are inundated with products to buy every day. We are inundated with ideas. You should do this, you can do this, you want this. I think the most important thing is when you have a business at home, you have to do your research, no matter what, whenever you're doing an income opportunity. I personally believe it starts with knowing who you're working for. If you just trace it back, is there a person that I can identify that is behind this company? That is the easiest thing you can do at first. So do your research. If you're looking to actually replace your income that requires you to drive to work each day, you should spend a couple minutes looking up the company, looking up the founders, looking up who you're going to be working for. I mean, this could be your opportunity to work from home. Why wouldn't you do a little bit of research?